Ritzel game organised by Baskmex. This one's been torture to set up, but we're here now. I am USSR, the USA +2. Let's hop in and get going. So, we've got Vietnam Revolts and Duck and Cover for AR 1 DEFCON 3 cooing purposes. We'll open 4-4-1 because we've got independent reds. Let's get the ball rolling. Right, let's plug our cards in. Ba-dum-bum-bum-bum-bum. That's that. Got independent reds, purge, duck and cover, Vietnam revolts, Fidel containment. So containment AR6. Oh, we've got Middle East scoring. That's handy. 4-3-3. So they're holding socialist governments. It makes the coup on Iran slightly trickier, but we're still going to give this a go. They go off to space. So a 4 is ideal here. A 1 is not. Ha! Yeah, tonight's going to be one of my nights, I think. If they don't move influence from Iran, we'll coup again with Purge. And then we event Nasser, try and drop Middle East for neutral. Still try and take Thailand despite everything. But that's a lousy start to the game. So yeah, a very standard response here. So we'll use independent reds to take Thailand, but we'll also walk into Laos because we want to start moving towards Burma. They will presumably want to riposte in Asia, but that'll cost them 3 ops. 2 if they don't target battlegrounds. But they've got ops. How they have ops. So we're going to pop 2 in Iraq and tap Afghanistan to get access to Pakistan. And we are hoping that they false coup or just move into India and we can drop Middle East scoring for nothing. We're not going to dominate here, I don't think. But this is a bad start with no decall and D-style. At least we're going to get a card back, but it's presumably socialist governments. Yeah. So the question is whether or not we coup Lebanon to set up NASA for domination. What we'll do instead is we can take Syria and move into Burma. No. That's rubbish. We'll drop Middle East scoring for 0. There's no point in holding on to it any longer. Please win. Oh, can't even win the war. Everything is going against us. We'll tap Pakistan for access to India. We'll leave DEFCON up as well if they don't coup Iraq. So we can perhaps have a crack at Pakistan. But so far it's going very appallingly. Yep, so India and West Germany. So they now can't coup if they don't have... Well, they can't even coup. They need to get Truman Doctrine in the next deal to clear West Germany out to protect France. Although, of course, that gives them the chance to coup Thailand. So, we're hoping to be dealt Indo-Pakistani war. Alas. Plenty of mill-ops, though. That's better than a poke in the eye. Do we get into Pakistani war? We do not. But we do get Europe scoring, so we should press to take France. Defectors has not been. So we'll headline NASA here, expecting it half the time to get defected. Marshall Plan. So the problem with that headline is that we now don't have a 4-op card to take France with. So we now have to 5-year plan away Europe scoring. When it's not going for you, it's not going for you. We've had just Red Scare Purge out of the 4-ops. We'll see how it goes. The game is young. The alternative is to use the China card to take France, but in doing that, we're going to let them have a coup on Thailand. So we give up Europe. We protect getting dominated in Europe. Oh. Interesting. So we'll take France. Because we've got Decol and the China card. Yeah, let's go with that. Largely because if we don't do it right now, we're likely to be well up against it in Europe all the time. So they're going to coup Thailand here, and we have to hope we can flip it back. But there is only the one 4-op. If they've got NATO as well, I'm just going to call it right then and there. Because they can't use Suez or De Gaulle. Well, they can use De Gaulle, I suppose. Okay, they go for influence instead. I love that they're attacking scored regions. Long may that last. So we'll have a coup on Pakistan. It's alright, but it's not great. We still need to watch for Indo-Pakistani war, which is why it's so problematic. Let's take it 1-op at a time, though. Okay, so we'll now have another coup. That's a good one. So we need to overprotect East Germany. to event decall to get to Angola. And we can overprotect Thailand. So we can event decall space NORAD, and we could 5-year plan away Europe for the 1 VP to try and improve our position in the Middle East and Asia. But as long as they don't have Indo-Pakistani war, we're set to improve our position in Asia. Okay, right, with Asia scoring gone, we can event decall before we lose position. Space NORAD. And yeah, we may 5-year plan away Europe to cover East Germany. Which begs the question why we took France anyway, but I think we got lucky with the DEFCON exchange. I'm not inclined to trigger NORAD with 3 in Canada and Pakistan, Indonesia, Egypt and West Germany all viable targets. So Space NORAD, 5-year plan, 1 into Egypt, 1 into East Germany, 1 into Syria for domination. Seem reasonable. Well, let's hope we get D-Star now, because that's mad ops. To space! Well done, my beautiful cosmonauts. And yeah, AR6 will 5-year plan Europe scoring. We'll trade a VP for board development. Not a bad time to throw away Suez. 3 for 3. Please do something other than shoring up Europe with it, because that would be so sweet. I would absolutely cash Europe scoring if you did that. Go on. Go for broke somewhere else. Flip Angola. Or tap North Korea. I wouldn't like that so much, in theory, but failing to shore up Europe would be great here. Take Egypt. 3 ops in there. Or take Panama. Thinking. I would be 100% down with a flip of Egypt. Here it comes. Disappointingly, of course. So we 5-year plan away Europe scoring. and we focus on our board position instead. And we do that by covering East Germany and taking domination in the Middle East. So, Defect is still in the deck. So if we don't get dealt it next turn, they're very likely to have it and headline it. We would very much love to get D-Style. But headlining Cambridge 5 isn't shabby if we get dealt it to see what they get in the reshuffle. Because all the scoring cards are now played. And having the opportunity to apply pressure where we know it is may go a long way. If we're going to get dealt NATO, we'd quite like to be dealt you an intervention. Were they likely to have AR6? I think they'd have used NATO by now if they had it. And Indo-Pakistani War. They've got Olympic Games. Okay, so we're going to get Milops again this turn. So we did get NATO, but we didn't get... We got D-Style and Decoller, which is great, and Defectors, but we've got no really great headline. Arab-Israeli War in case they drop DEFCON, I guess. And we can safely ditch Truman Doctrine. So they've got Cambridge 5. They've got Indo-Pakistani War. And UN Intervention. And Formosa. So, Arab-Israeli War is boring but effective, gets Milops if they drop DEFCON and use Indo-Pakistani War. Yada yada. Europe scoring. Okay, so we bag another VP. We can event NATO and then space special relationship. So let's go for a big coup on Panama. Excellent, big enough. And we'll now pull influence out of Romania. If they flub Indo-Pakistani War, we move to immediately take India, so we're 3-3. Watching out for Formosa, obviously. We may have to use Decol to break the balance of influence in Asia. If they take India and dominate. Which is exactly what they do. So, we'll go... Oh man, that's crappy. Okay, so we'll use the China card to jam South Korea. Will we? At the moment, we know 4 of their 6 cards, and they're all 1 and 2 op cards. Or do we just... I think we might have to gamble they don't hold Asia scoring this turn. Yeah, let's set up D-style instead. Yep. Let's set up for the invasion. So next is Comic-Con to Mexico and Cuba. And then Defectors and Truman Doctrine to do stuff in South America. Decol to attack Africa. And we just have to hope they don't hold Asia scoring this turn. We'll hold the China card. Unless we're feeling super greedy, because... Oh, they hold Asia scoring, of course they do. Well, let's hope to punish them in Central America and Africa. Oh dear. Okay. Yep, Asia scored. I'm fine with that. Okay, we'll event Decol. Overprotect Angola. I know we've neutered Fidel, but we don't guarantee we get Fidel back. Fine. Well, space special relationship. Well, we can hold special relationship, I guess. Yeah, we'll hold special relationship. AR6, we will put 2 in Venezuela, which doesn't protect against brushful, but does protect against VOA. And if we get VOA'd out of Chile, we still have Allende to come. Oh, man, but Mexico and Panama are VOA'able. Ooh, we may have to use the China card. Mexico, Panama, 2 in Venezuela. I completely forgot I had that op still. So I'll use defectives to go Venezuela, Mexico, and hope we don't get VOA'd out of Panama. Yep. So they're specifically holding Indo-Pakistani War, Cambridge 5U, and intervention. And now they're going for it. Please miss. Great. So if they want Milops, they have to event Indo-Pakistani War here. If they do, they're going to be going in with a huge score advantage. Oh, they use influence instead, which suits me. Great. So Where did they go at the end of turn 3? Jordan and Botswana. Fine. So Che, Flower Power, South African Unrest, lads. Colonial Rearguards, Quagmire, Yasuri, Arms Race. Okay, so Quagmire's probably best in case we get bear trapped with defectors gone. So we'll Quag them. They've got brush, but we'll get a chance to respond to wherever they do brush. I suppose Venezuela's probably best for them. Or Panama if they're holding Central America scoring, but Venezuela obviously is the bigger flip. They may go Southeast Thailand if they have Southeast Asia scoring. But I'd attack Venezuela. And they succeed. We'll still have the counter core on it while we can. And we succeed. There is a die god. They get out with SocGov. Now let's hope for no ABM treaty. We want a space colonial rearguards and our other 2-op East European goes. And what happened to it? Into Saudi and the Philippines. So that suggests they hold Southeast Asia scoring. We're going to take a space. Good, because if they don't have one small step, we can have another. We can tap the UK with special relationship, of course. The Saudi and Jordan play suggests they're worried about Middle East scoring. We'll still event South African unrest to deny them presence in Africa, but I should try and get some sort of foothold first. Okay. That just gets us a VP. That's fine. Continuing to fill up an area I'm not particularly fussed about. Right, we'll take our shot at spacing Isuri. Will we? No, we'll arms race first. Because we can tap. Special relationship. So I'm expecting 2 into Israel and a very slow drop of Middle East scoring. So yeah, I think we're likely to Middle East scoring here because they're not trying to develop their board position in Africa or realign us out of South America. But we'll need to survive Hunter and ABM. But I think AR5, Space Yasuri. We could press for control of Africa. Space, lads, 1 South Africa, 1 Algeria. If they don't take South Africa, we can event South African unrest to Philip. Yeah, the Philippines was a bit of a giveaway there. So we'll try and get to space before they do. Be good. No, you weren't good. So now, Algeria, South Africa, event South African unrest to finish. Hold special relationship. Since we can't... Well, it doesn't profit us to space it when we can tap the UK. But it's an empty action round for us to do that. And then we want to try and fade ABM and Hunter and fill out South America, because obviously we're currently a Central America and a South America control away from victory if we can get there. We want the mid-war regions to carry us. Of course, at the pace they're playing, we might win on time anyway, because they're nearly halfway through their clock and we're not halfway through the game. So we need to watch out for Nixon with Cultural Revolution gone. But they're still holding you in intervention. Emit for influence is nice. They should be stripping out South America scoring amongst others. So that works for us. And finish with eventing South African unrest. I expect to see Middle Eastern scoring here. Alright, we'll event South African unrest. Well, it's not really eventing, is it? That way. Well, we're going to do it anyway. So we'll add influence adjacent to deny them presence. If they have the Africa scoring card right now, that's probably as good as we're going to get. So they're holding you an intervention and one other card. Ugh, 3 free ops. Great, put them into non-battleground, Sunshine. Alright, let's fade ABM and Hunter from their hat side, please. We get ABM. So, to avoid missile envying, I guess we take it, right? Although, of course, we can give them nuclear test ban. So perhaps the play's OPEC. Okay, so missile envy gives them ABM and then we can start... Sorry, gives them nuclear test ban and we can start a coup war. I think OPEC's the play here. And then we can duck and cover Africa if we need to. Purging. Purging is not fun for us. So we're now unable to profitably take Africa with duck and cover. And we don't want to... Oh boy. Alright. Duck and cover first. So we can then ABM. So if they use Junta to place some ops into the Americas, we'll use ABM. Even puppet governments to Argentina will use ABM for our coup. So we also want to hold nuclear test ban for a while. We've got a bit of a logjam problem down here with Special Relationship and Sadat, which is frustrating. We have a lot of cards we're really not happy about having to event. And we're spacing our snot. We absolutely can't put ourselves in a position. Oh, here we go. So go Argentina. Okay. We will absolutely kill Argentina and we'll take our chances on the Central America realigns. Oh, come on. That is ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Well, now we're in terrible shape. We have to hope we fade some serious realigns. So we're in a position where we're going to lose Middle East control. Well, we're going to give up Middle East domination because... Miss with the realigns. Oh good, you're going influence. Right, we'll put the other one in Poland against John Paul. So South America is now a bit of a flaming hellhole. We're going to have to use Sadat and Camp David to get some lucky coups off against Guatemala and Nicaragua. Space 5-year plan and put the op in France with special relationship, giving up 2 VPs and 2 ops in France. And we can hold 5-year plan. Yeah, so coups coming too, standard. And you don't roll ones. Why would you roll ones? Okay, so we start with Camp David Accords because we don't want to show Sadat too quickly. Please, not another one. It's another one. Absolute crap. Well, this turn has turned everything to crap very fast. Ugh. So we went from 2 American scoring cards to victory to neutral in South America and likely to imminently drop behind in Central, which is guff. Yeah, here it comes. Now's the perfect time. Miss. 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 Alright, we'll coup Guatemala again. Better that time. Still in bad shape. Now, of course, it's almost worth eventing Arsenal, because given their lack of interest in Africa, we might catch them napping. So we could, for example, go 1 Mexico, 1 Colombia. Okay, moving to Peru's fine. Okay, so now we'll take an empty action round. Not happy about that either, but being purged is... Oh well, that was an unkind round, put simply. Now we want a nice Muslim revolution. Standard. Liberation to space. So we will space Arsenal. Oh, we don't get there. Well, that was probably about as badly as the turn could have gone. At least with Truman gone, there's not a major tap on France risk. PCR means that Central America is in a really bad way. So, Middle East scoring is now crap for us. Hunter's decent. Oh man, we're gonna have to space. Oh, we're gonna have to use a China card because we've got grain and CIA. And we have to use a China card before we play Nixon. This hand is pretty cruddy. Is it worth huntering to try and... Yeah, we stand a great chance of being bear trapped here as well, just for extra funsies. But we will absolutely hunter to get Defcon down. And there's the trap. Bully. No, we'll go Panama. And now we get grain sales out. So like we're hoping to score Central America at domination. Oh man, we can't 5-year away because of CIA. Blah. At least we got out the trap in one. We've got that going for us. I mean, we can pray they play nuclear subs, actually, because as much as I spit on that, getting rid of CIA would then allow us to 5-year away Middle East scoring, although it would transform the face of Africa, so that's not particularly great. And we want to use alliance for progress fairly quickly. So depending on what they could do, we could coup Nicaragua with alliance for progress and retake Cuba to try and get control before scoring it. And now NORAD's the space card, with grain gone. I guess the alternative is we drop Central America for domination if we can, and then put the 3 into Africa with alliance. Let's see what they do. Okay. Great. It's just too much tempo and greed, I think. We'll drop Central America scoring now. Oh no, the 5-year plan is the space card, of course, with CIA in hand. Because if we space 5-year plan and play the rest of these, we can get there. I'd be fine with a cheeky old play of Muslim Revolution without playing back in. That's distinctly unlikely. Although, if they play Muslim Revolution, we go Saudi Jordan. There's not really a situation in which we can take Chile and Argentina. But yeah, if they event nuclear subs, we'll ditch CIA so that we can 5-year plan away Middle East scoring and just try and hold the fort in Africa. If they don't do nuclear subs, Yeah, I mean, we have to hold CIA, it's that simple. Yeah, the alternative is we can try spacing NORAD, play Middle East scoring in the China card, and then Nixon to hold 5-year plan. Okay. Hand is interesting here. And is very interesting here. Now they're starting to telegraph an interest in Africa. If we jam Chile and Argentina, we're now only 2 ops off control there. So we are giving up the China card. And if they flip Zaire here, then we have the opportunity to reassert domination elsewhere. They actually need to do something about Argentina and Chile now. Although, of course, it's only 3 ops in Argentina to make that a bit of a nightmare for us. But that was the time to jam, for sure. And next, I guess we go Argentina-Paraguay if they don't take Argentina. But their focus on Africa makes me think they now have Africa. Alas. Smart. So what we'll do is we'll tap Alliance for Progress and cover Zaire to get rid of Alliance for nothing. And we'll definitely space NORAD. Which means we need to get a coup off with the China card before dropping Middle East scoring. So much going on, eh? Summit. We'll retake Argentina. Fine. So we'll space NORAD. Hurrah! Those points might make all the difference. Next up, we'll coup Nicaragua, because we're less worried about Zimbabwe. And obviously we want to cover Cuba. Fidel is still in the deck, so actually getting realigned there didn't hurt us massively. But you never know, we're still hoping for an untimely, from their perspective, an untimely Muslim revolution, being greedy on ops. And next turn, we are desperate for a successful coup in Argentina that allows us to take Chile as well. That would be golden. Ugh. So now we coup Zimbabwe. Please more than a 2. Just enough. And AR7 we have to Middle East scoring. And now Africa is next in line to look like garbage. And of course, I think they're holding Africa scoring, so they'll be able to take Angola and Zaire, but thankfully not dominate it. If they do have Africa scoring, though, it does tune in that Argentina coup, which I will invest every ounce of my strength in hoping for. The board is slipping away. Yep, fairly standard. AR7 Middle East scoring, we have to. And hopefully they've got Africa scoring, we swing it for a single VP. So Africa scoring in the headline to allow us to get the coup on Argentina off. We can nuclear subs CIA at the end of the turn. Yeah, okay. Africa scoring. And let's hope for not another VOA. Blech. Oh, well, sorry, let's do it right. We've got Africa. Once more, they used Cuba. They've got Salt, but there's going to be a reshuffle. They've got Lone Gunman. Shuttle Diplomacy, John Paul, OAS. Well, that's good news. We got Kitchen and Yasuri in the reshuffle. Okay, so we go for the big old coup on Argentina with Muslim Rev. Big money. 456, please. 456. 5. Good. So now we need a single op in Chile. And we're racing them. Because we know they hold South America scoring. So they actually have to drop it right now. So next up is the coup on Nicaragua. Although holding Fidel, maybe we want to coup Zimbabwe, even with Africa having scored. But either way, if they don't drop South America scoring now, they are pretty insane. Hey, if they may salt brush war, you never know. Yep, sensible drop. That's disappointing for us, but understandable. So yeah, we'll take the coup on Zimbabwe. 3 or more, please. Perfect. And what we're thinking here is to try and push into Zaire. Or have them coup warring over a non-battleground in a region that's already scored. We want to space Yasuri. What have they got? Shuttle dip. They're already fine for. John Paul, we have barely covered. And OAS, we're overprotected and we've just dropped South America scoring. So there's a risk of them salting something, certainly. But now we're just trying to hold them off. Counter coup, standard, please miss. Oh, they can't miss with a 1-op card. Okay, so we space Yasuri. We're now headline peaking. We'll coup Nicaragua with kitchen debates. Use Fidel. Nuclear subs AR6, CIA AR7. Yeah, John Paul for the event, that's standard. More than 1, please. Excellent. They're holding 2 unknown cards. OAS Salt Lone Gunman and 2 others. It's sufficient for control, isn't it? So at the moment, Fidel is just doing exactly the same as playing it for ops. Oh man, this game's on a knife edge because Middle East and Asia are hot. And obviously France and Poland are an op each away from being overrun. Of course, after nuclear subs, I can 5-year plan CIA for maximal ops. Which I should do, because although I want to throw air friendly score, obviously late war's rife with DEFCON suicide cards. So, sorting brush. Yep. To be expected. So now, we can event nuclear subs and CIA safely. And even get our own coups off. So they want to get rid of lone gunmen safely, which is fine. But we also get rid of CIA safely. So the joke's on them. Oh man, this game is way more tight than I want it to be. Not happy. Influence. Stay high. Okay. So we'll get the coup off with Fidel. And then we'll get another coup off with CIA. So they want to drop lone gunman right now. I hope they don't. If they do drop lone gunman, I'm going to go for Colombia to avoid the realignment on Panama before I coup myself in Zaire to drop DEFCON back to 2 with 5-year plan on CIA. I'd rather they get greedy, I guess, but we'll see. No, they don't. There are other cards. South African Unrest. Okay. Right. There we go. Let's get a decent number on Colombia, please. 3 or more. Perfect. And now we'll finish cooing Zaire. They're likely to try cooing Angola, and we can only hope they roll very low. Ooh, boy, tension. They've got to watch their clock, though. It's a 1-hour game, and given the tussle I've had to arrange this match, I'm absolutely enforcing the clock. So let's hope we don't see Middle East and Asia scoring next turn. So that I can score Central American war games, eh? They go for it. Standard. Clear out. Clear out could be worse. So, we resolve the thing first so we can see where they go. If they were shrewd, they should play into Cameroon. But they'll probably just have a crack on Angola or something. Either way, they go for it. So we'll counter coup on Zaire. Great. And now, in a sense, we want them to brush war Zaire. Africa has scored. It would be a waste of brush war. But we got DEFCON down. We got rid of CIA. They got rid of Lone Gunman. No harm, no foul. But we badly need Muslim Revolution. And we really don't want to see Asia scoring. Europe is in a parlous state as well. Things are not great. But they could certainly be worse given they've only got 7 minutes of clock left. That's 7 minutes to hopefully play through 3 turns if they don't get war games. Plus we're headline peaking, so they're on the clock to pick that. Brilliant. Got the China card back as well, living the dream. Alright, let's quickly... So they've got brush war, we know that. So they headline OAS. We've got Bleeding Middle East scoring and 2 DEFCON droppers. But we can use duck and cover. Yeah. Things could be worse. There's no way of us dealing with Middle East, is there? No. Pershing. Yuri. Ortega. Arab-Israeli war. Cal. Duck and cover. Middle East scoring. Cuban Missile Crisis. So we use duck and cover to retake South America and take Angola. Please no Middle East and no Asia, because that would just be complete garbage. So we're obviously spacing Cal. If we're lucky, we'll get missile envied at this point, and the game's over. And the rest is ops. Pershing's Western Europe, isn't it? Yeah. So we may need to put 3 into Poland for solidarity. we want to send counter space eventually. So yes, I guess next up is to try and take Cuba. Probably should have done that before farting around in Africa, but we want to still establish board position for final. Alright. They're not going brush war first. Okay. Still looking to set up rear lines. We will... What can we do? We could counter coup. Rear lines and brush war, of course. We'll have a one-shot counter coup. So no one, please. Great. Happy with the counter coup there. We can have a few more, but they're 2-op ones. I kind of want to event Pershing to cover France, remove the UK to stop special relationship, and tap West Germany. It just makes Europe a bit ropier for them. I mean, it's still marginally in my favour, what with solidarity and tear down this wall still to come. Oh, so they get their 2 VP ABM. Please to miss. Pretty please. That miss works for me. So we'll take Cuba. They've still got brush war to come, but Panama and Mexico are both 50-50s. And can't get any better. We'll drop Middle East scoring imminently. Because we want to keep Cal for space later in the turn in case they're mad enough to missile envy us. They've also only got 2 minutes and 40 seconds left on their clock. I'll invite them to play it out, but I'm claiming the ITSL win because this game was like pulling teeth to organise. Yeah, I mean, as it currently stands, the USA may well still squeak it. They could flip Europe domination. They can VOA. They can do a whole lot of trouble. Spacing right now is great for me. Okay, so I'll first event Pershing to take another VP, clear out France, tap West Germany, remove the UK. VPs will be all the difference here. Plus, I'm also putting them under time pressure. And I get the impression they don't enjoy cogitation time. Great. No more rear lines this turn. Right. We'll space Cal now. Boo. We know 2 of their cards. They've got Brush War in South Africa and Rest. I mean, yeah, with Asia scoring 6-9, they're 10. Ooh, they're close to winning with War Games if I drop Middle East scoring. That's why it's kind of diabolical. But that's good for me. And I've got time to coup, counter coup. Yeah, that's fine. And then last day, our Middle East scoring. So we still know they hold brush war. Here it comes. Please miss. Oh, we get flower power-ups. Miss, miss, miss. They succeed. Okay. It happens. Middle East scoring drops. Oh, yeah. And that's game. Okay, I'm logging the result as a timer expired at the end of turn 8. It's their headline, but they may just forfeit at this point. And there you go, we got grain sales which we can't space. So that worked out well for us. We'll see whether or not they play it out. I invite people to, certainly, but I'm also keen to enforce a clock in a game where it's been a complete nightmare to organise. Never again. So we have to hold grain sales. But we can do that. Chernobyl AR7. VOA. Nasty. Okay, so we can headline socialist governments. No, we can event Iranian hostage crisis later to level up the Middle East. Yeah. VOA is very nasty for us here. So we'll just frig with West Germany and the UK for now. Where we got grain is a problem, but 5-year plan's gone. And we're holding the China cards. Cambridge 5, nuclear test ban, Iranian hostage crisis, and they've VOA'd us. Yep. Okay. VOA is intrinsically problematic, but that said, we can hopefully repair. 2 out of Panama is nasty, but then we could always offer them the coup, or we won't get mill-ops, will we? Also not getting off to space this turn. We also want to use the China card because... Oh no, Yusuri's in the discard pile, right? Yeah, and we're ahead, and Nixon's been removed. Yeah. So we don't need to use the China card, because we're not going to get hand shortened. Oh, well, terrorism might, but we can use the China card. VOA, let's focus on the turn then. What happened? Thailand and North Korea, which kind of indicates they've got Asia scoring. So we will have our coup, knowing we can level up the Middle East as well. Big coup, please. Big enough. So I'm guessing they're now going to take all of their remaining clock now that they've lost on time. So you might be here for another 26 minutes waiting to see if this person plays. Okay, they've got a surfeit of ops. Pressing for control. So, we will take Thailand to prevent Asia control and take Central America. Yeah, we want to avoid Asia control at all costs, but we've now realised that Asia's kind of a lost hope. 9 VP, oof. 2 more VP for us, though. Loving that flower power. We can event Iranian hostage crisis later in the turn. Okay, so we go 1 summit into Poland in advance of 2 solidarity into Poland. So if Asia's scoring drops, let's assume that, right? So that we can think about the board serenely. We've seen Voice of America go. So in turn 10, if we can hold some of Central America, South America, and Africa, they're unlikely to be able to totally flip Europe. We could still win this in final. And that's going to be my goal, of course. Yeah, there's Asia scoring. No surprise there. Absolutely no surprise. Okay, so it's a race to final scoring now. Put simply. So overprotection, things like Brazil, Poland, Thailand. I'll start with Thailand and Brazil, because obviously if they try doing stuff to Venezuela, we've got a realign out. Well, I'm very glad they flower powered themselves and didn't use an Evil Empire to cancel it and gave us 2 war cards. And we may be able to double terrorize them next turn once we've played Iranian Hostage Crisis, which we want to do to level up the Middle East anyway. Sweet! More VP. Sweet, sweet VP. Playing into Paraguay doesn't really help the realign. Great. So, we will use erwin79 to shore up Thailand and Brazil. They have used Naval Empire. Yeah. US Japan's back in the reshuffle. Those are all still in the deck. So they've got 4 cards. 31 in the draw pile. Should be... I still, again, feel they should be cooing with that. Cooing. Eventing it. Let's get a big old coup back on it. Yeah! Now you can choose Europe because I'm eventing Iranian hostage crisis anyway. AR7. $31 in the draw pile. Is that right? 3, 6, 9, 12, 14, 17, 20, 23, 26, 29, 32, 34. And they're holding 3. Oh, I've managed to keep everything unbelievable. That doesn't happen all that often. Okay, so they may choose Europe to tap Poland and drive at it, especially with East European unrest still to go. They might choose Central America and just walk into Mexico and Panama. Europe would actually be the smart money, but I was inventing Iranian hostage crisis anyway. Crap. That's real bad. And we invent Iranian hostage crisis to flip the Middle East. It was a shame they held East European unrest, basically, there. But they now need a 4-op card to take Poland, of course. Let's hope they don't have one. Although there's US-Japan ABM war games still in the deck. We're still headline peaking. We're only 3 ops Africa control as well. But we need 1, 2, 3, 4... 4 ops in the Americas to shore up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ops in the Americas. Junta, which protects Poland. That's fine for us. Aldrich seems like a good headline depending on what they headline. Plus we can use Ask Not if we don't see anything we don't like. What am I missing? Arms race, yeah. Okay. Knowing their colonial rearguardsing, let's look at the rest of their hand. In the headline. AWACS. AWACS gives them the most ops. A colonial rear guard. I do need to actually log those cards, though. Laddock, Comicon, Marine Barracks. And Che, yeah? Then Europe, Reagan bombs Libya, how I learned. They've now got 7 cards in it. Yep, fine. So we'll probably give them the coup here, knowing we've got Iran-Iraq war. Okay, so we are going to retake Poland, Nigeria, and Algeria. Give them the coup. Give them another VP in Asia. Why not? Because we know their hand is pretty moldy. Even if they use Ask Not to raise DEFCON, we can then start running it down again. So we want to retake Chile and just start shoring up, right? We want to try and ensure Central America, South America control. That'll be our winning ticket. Okay, that means they're not going to be doing stuff with DEFCON. But they've got Angola, which means they can also set up rear lines on South Africa. And I'm alright with that, given that Zaire is so well protected. So we are going to retake Chile and overprotect Nigeria. And now let the shoring up begin. Right. So, how are they going to manage their hand? They've got Comicon, which helps overprotect Europe. Marine barracks bombing, which causes them trouble in Lebanon, etc. Latin American debt crisis, which they can now not discard to. Amazing for us. That's a reason not to shore up, unless they discard Che or Comicon, which of course in turn gives us turn 10 AR7 and not them. So South America is now more or less a lock. We don't need to shore up there. So we want to put 3 ops in Central America. We can use the China card for that. Okay, great. So we will use lads to coup Cameroon. Alright, so Che's great for us. Comic-Con's good for us because it shores up Europe. They've got to play Europe scoring. Marine Barracks causes them some headaches. Minor headaches in... Not even minor headaches. They can play back into Lebanon and wherever we remove influence from. Oh, it's 1 and 2 actually, so that's good. Okay, great. So Europe drops for 1. Every VP will make a difference in final. The question is whether it's worth trying to space for another 3 VP. It probably is at this point. 50-50, 1.5 VPs, and we get them. Bing! I think the game is ours in final now. Okay. So yeah, they can't Latin American debt crisis without giving us turn 10 AR7, which is absolute gold. So I propose we end up in a position... We're not going to be able to dominate Europe. So being in a position where we can dominate the Middle East is clutch. So we go Saudi Arabia here. They play back in. Now we will go China card to take Lebanon and then shore up all of Central America. And we're basically playing chicken with them. If they don't discard Latin American debt crisis, we shore up Venezuela and Chile. If they do discard to it, we shore up. But we also get AR7. So Che's problematic for them. Comic-Con is good for us. What are they going to do here? Cameroon? Yeah, and that's a bad result for them. Are they also discarding? Either way, you give me South America. Brilliant. That's probably the game, because we now get back-to-back ARs. Yeah, so we'll shore up Chile and Venezuela. They finish with Comic-Con, and we get a riposte. And although they get 10 points in Asia, we've got 17 in South America, plus Africa. Whatever they do, we can respond to, basically. Absolutely anything. So the game is ours. So, yeah, they've got Comic-Con. We will be able to recover Poland if they play there. Their best play is probably cooing Sudan, which we then deal with by putting 2 ops into 1 influence states. 2 influence basically just isn't enough, which is good. So this one has ended in final. So yes, I have lost before. Don't remember if it was a league or a friendly. So that'll level up the tally here. There's no way this is being lost in final. Okay, let's hope they don't spend 10 minutes over their very last play. There it is. Sensible. I would have done the same, but I can just put 2 ops in Africa. Well, there's your game. Oh yes, they need to pass. So we can also tap Middle East for domination, right? Yeah, that's the best result. So should probably win on scoring track. They're 10, 11 including the China card. To my 3, 8, 9, 18, 26. Plus the, so it's 33 versus 11, yeah? So I'll win by 22, yeah. So in the end it's victory points, not final. Good. Oh, yeah. All right. So, that's that. Thanks a lot for watching. Hope you enjoyed yourself. See you on Monday, where it is Rutzel, where I will play Animal in Space. That's 7:30 Universal Time. So until then, thanks a lot for watching, and I will see you again.